Welcome to Sex Positive Gaming. I'm Annie, and today we're going to look at the top new Patreons that have launched since September. This is a new series and has actually been one of the most requested ones. I usually don't cover brand new Patreons because there is usually not a lot of content and a lot of these games don't make it past the first few builds. But then I totally understand that if a game is new and awesome, it may need the attention and support in order to survive and finish turning a fantastic idea into a completed product. So, here are the top 5 new Patreons that all have playable builds. The number 1 game is actually a completed project, but I'll get into that towards the end of the video. I'll leave it up to you to decide if you think each of these are worth supporting, but I do think that all of them are interesting and I'm curious to see how they grow. As always, the links in this video's description will take you to all of the games that I cover. First up is the harem visual novel Juno's Task. In it, you are on summer holiday and are tasked by the Roman goddess Juno to impregnate 10 different women. I'm going to be honest, this really confused me because Juno is the goddess of marriage and fidelity. Like, this sounds more like a task that Venus or Ceres would give, given what they are responsible for. But maybe I'm being too critical. The character renders are good, but there are no animations yet. Juno's Task is available for PC for free on their Patreon. Next up is the military sci-fi visual novel Color of My Sound. This one has a lot of politics and intrigue, so it is probably going to be a space opera. I'm just not sure yet because it is an early build. What I do know is that you are commander of an all-female squad, so expect the standard harem hijinks. The renders are great, but there is currently no animation aside from some facial movement. There is also currently no audio. Bold move having no sound in a game with sound in the title. Just saying. Color of My Sound is available for PC for free on their Patreon. Next up is the Sonic the Hedgehog parody, Mobian Pimp. This is a management game where you oversee characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog universe as they work in the sex industry. This includes male and female characters and is animated with sounds. There is some music, but unlike with Sonic 3, I don't think that Michael Jackson was involved. Mobian Pimp is available for PC and Android for free on their Patreon. Next up is the male homosexual furry psychological thriller visual novel, Violet Memoir. That does seem rather niche, but the game is pretty interesting. I'm honestly not sure what the main character is, but there are already possums, foxes, and otters as romanceable characters. I think that combination makes this game niche even within the furry flavor. But why not? The hand-drawn art is decent and there is sound, but currently no animations. Violet Memoir is available for PC, Mac, and Android for free on their Patreon and itch.io. And finally, we have the completed open-world Grand Theft Hillbilly Simulator, Bonetown The Second Coming Edition. Like, seriously, the developers completed this game and then released it on Steam and then made a Patreon. That is backwards from the normal strategy, but if you have played the game, you know that they don't seem to like doing anything the correct way. Be ready for some more universally offensive content than South Park at its worst. But people seem to love this title. The graphics are ridiculously bad, but the game is fully animated with sounds, good music, and a completely insane story. Bonetown The Second Coming Edition is available for PC on their Patreon, which can give you an early access to new content before it is released on Steam. There you have it. That is 5 very, very different games that cover almost every flavor. Let me know if you want me to continue this series. If so, should I do it monthly or seasonally? Almost 1,000 new Patreons have launched in this game category since January, so there is a lot to cover. But I'll leave that up to you and the patrons of my Patreon. Seriously though, the idea of completely finishing a game and then creating a Patreon confuses me so much. Until next time, no shaming, just gaming. Thanks to all this month's supporters on Patreon. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you.